Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Welcome to Piccadilly Stampin'.
I'm here today.
He's here another Friday. Isn't that awesome? So, do you want to catch it on there and see if it's on the computer? Because I'm not seeing anyone in here so far. So, welcome. As you come in, say hello. Tell us where you're from.
Jean, Marcia.
All right.
Beverly. Hello.
Welcome, Jean, Marcia, and Beverly. I like how you have it going there. Come on in, say hello to your friends, and we will begin with our Piccadilly Parfait.
Now I'm in.
Okay, did you make it in? Okay. Yay. Okay, we are live, so should we get going?
Yep.
Before we get going, though, I do want to let all of you who have been following the whole saga with our little pup, she has a bad infection on her skin. It is a bacterial infection. So she has started on antibiotics already, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we will see some improvement. She's looking pretty rough. So thank you for all of the people who have sent me messages on her. I do appreciate that very much. Okay, so today is our parfait. Let's get going. Be sure to like and follow us if you are new to the channel. That way you get notification when we go live. So our mini catalog has gone live, and as on Friday, I was showing you some new products from there. And, you know, before we get all going into the Christmas stuff, let's get some of our fall stuff out of the way. So this is what we made on Wednesday night. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. Can you see the detail of the veining? Yeah. This is my favorite stamp set for fall leaves that I have seen Stampin' Up, just simply because of that detail. Well, today we're going to be using the Pick of the Patch. So this is another bundled set where you can save 10% if you buy the bundle together. It is a Pick of the Patch pumpkin builder punch and Pick of the Patch stamp set. This is a photopolymer stamp set, so I do like that for various reasons, and especially when you're trying to line something up. So that's what we're going to be using. You can find that in our new catalog, and I actually have the page. It is 51. So you can buy the stamp set here, and you can buy the punch if you want here. But if you purchase them together, if you look here, it's a $43 set, but they actually give you the 10% off on both items, and you can get this $38.50. So on here you can see the orange little pumpkins, and it's got the Happy Halloween, and you can have, where is it now? I know it's in here. There it is, like the jack-o'-lantern face like on this one. But I'm going to do mine just a little bit different than what they have on their samples. Great samples. You can always make those too, and you can do the traditional pumpkin. But I'm going to do this just a little bit different. I did pair this with a few items. One is the deckled rectangles. The other one is the brand new deckled circles. So these you're going to find in the back of that new catalog, but this one is in our annual catalog. So I used both of those in this project. And I use, this is brand new, and you're going to find this in the new catalog, the Distress Tile 3D embossing folder. So if you haven't seen it, I don't know. So it's got that tile pattern, but then it's been distressed, which is perfect for fall. So I have one done here. This is on crumb cake. Does this show up, Bill?
Yeah.
And I'm in the center of the camera and everything?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So that is the distressed 3D embossing folder. So let me bring in our packet, because I do have a few different things here. So remember I did the veining, and I told you I was going to, the veining in the Wednesday project there on that, and I told you I was going to save this. Well, I am, because these scraps are kind of valuable. So I'm going to start off with a crumb cake. What's that?
It is valuable.
Yeah, it is. So I'm going to start off with a crumb cake base, And I like to, the way I do this myself, you can score it if you want to at that 4 1/4, but I like to take my thumbs and middle finger here and then put it with my index finger to make sure that I have that. I take my fingers in the middle and come to the edge and over. Now, we do have that gives me a perfect little crease, and then I can burnish it down with my bone folder. We do have on our Stampin' trimmer is a score one, and you can measure to 4 1/4 and then score it. And I know like my mother loves to do it that way. She does her cards that way. So there's the embossed and the debossed side, and for this one I definitely want the embossed side. I'm getting kind of low here. I should probably open another. Yep. Am I gonna make it? I'll make it. I just gotta hook it, right?
Running the E.
I am running the E, aren't I? Okay, well, I think I'm gonna just replace that here. Okay, so while this is wet.
Cut it open and get a toothpick or something and scrape it out.
No, I'm not gonna be that frugal. I'm frugal, but come on, Belle. Okay. So I just added this on, and the reason why I love the liquid glue is it really holds down well. I'm going to grab another one here. Everyone, I just love this. I don't know why I do, but brand new. There we go. So it won't run out on me now. Okay. It's because it gives me a moment to kind of wiggle it around. And then I used a deckled rectangle, and I'm using the Inked Botanical 6x6 paper, and I did the one that kind of has like almost like a kind of a weed looking kind of growing on it. And this is in Lost Lagoon, and I did a deckled rectangle, and I'm going to add this too. Isn't that side gorgeous too? That would be perfect for fall. Do you think I've got enough for this? Look at me go. I'm going to ride that empty, aren't I?
You are. You're running that E.
He thinks I don't do that though. Actually, I can't stand it if my gas tank gets under a quarter of a tank. I get nervous. I like to fill it up when it's at half. But anyway, especially if there's a good price on gas, right? Bill goes running down to Hannibal.
I save 10 cents. But I do go to work that way though.
Do you? Yeah. Okay. Well, hey, whatever you like. Okay. So I've added that. Now I did have, this had a little bit of extra. And of course you guys know I've been into doing these on the inside too, and using that little bit of extra. So now this one will be good because it's not going to squeeze out too much. There we go. And I will add this down here. And I like to just hold it down like that because it gets it straight on the paper. So now I've got this little border. Oops, see how that moved? Gives me just a little time before that really adheres. And I've got that little border. And I think what I'm going to do, you can do it at the top or the bottom. And I'll do it at the top this time. So I am going to use this new glue. Look at it, it's already just coming out. This is a personal preference. I like this glue because I have a hard time centering. My hands shake, especially when I'm on camera and everyone's looking at me. So, okay, so now we've got our card base just kind of set up. So let's start having some fun. Let's do some stamping. I will bring my Stampin' Pierce mat in here, and this is a scrap piece that's really beat up on that edge, but let's see if I can make this work. I am going to use Pretty Peacock, and I'm going to use the saying that is on the stamp set. Let me grab it here. Can't really read it on there. I thought this, A Harvest of Blessings, was a really good saying for this, so I'm going to use that, and I'll ink that up. Small stamp, small pressure, remember. I better stand up here so I know I'm lining that up, because what's the use. And if you notice, I use a much bigger block than what my stamp is. And that's because I want it to have, I want to be able to see through that block so I know that I'm lining that up the way I want. Small stamp, small pressure, but give it time to transfer that ink. Perfect. Okay, we're going to be using this again, but I'll close it up. I think what I will do while I'm right here,
You're just gonna cut it off.
I am. I'm going to cut this off here. So let's see, about a ½ inch. I don't really measure, but it's about a ½ inch.
Hi, Madison.
Hi, Madison. How are you? How's the weather up there? And should I leave it? I think I'm going to trim this down too. So give that a little trim, throw that in our trash. So it's just going to be about, 2 7/8 by ½ inch is what I trimmed this one. Now I don't know what I did with the other one. It was whatever I felt at that time.
Rose is on.
Hi, Janet.
Janet and her chickens.
Janet and her chickens, that's right. You're so funny, Bill. So the secret when you're using punches is to really look at how the punches are laid out. You can make a shim with it, and when I say a shim, I guess I mean a template. So let me explain that here. I'll just do one real quick because that'll be easier to explain. I would prefer that you use a piece of colored cardstock, so I guess I'll grab a piece of colored cardstock. If I'm going to give an example and direction, I should probably give an example and direction, right? So here's a piece of Mossy Meadow that I'm using. And I want the colored because I want to be able to see the white underneath. But if you take your punch, okay, we're not going to use these pieces, so this is just for an example. But you punch it out, then you're able to put this over where you're going to punch, and you can punch them at the same time. Punch, punch. Okay, so I'm going to get Soft Seafoam, Lost Lagoon, and pretty Peacock here. And I want to start with the Soft Seafoam. This is our lightest green. I love this green. I'm going to do full, like I'm not stamping off. Why is my...
First generation.
Yes. And so I want to have this right on this side because, oops, I should have stood up. That was my, well, we'll move this to fit that. And I will stand up for the rest of them. It's different because under the camera I'm up here, but when I'm working, I'm generally down in this area. Do they even see my hands down here? Mm-hmm. Okay, so I've got that lined up. So now the next one would be to do, and this was the Soft Seafoam. I'm going to do Lost Lagoon. No, yeah, I'll do Lost Lagoon on this one. And I'm going to use the large one. Ink that up. And I will stand this time so I can see over it, over the project. Oop, I don't have enough on that end. Why is my stamp being funky? See how my hands shake? Okay. There. Now let me stop there. Now, when you go to punch, you can line that up and punch those out in those colors. Now I'm not using the leaf or the stem on this, so I'll just punch these and throw the others into my little basket, and we'll put those up there for now. I do need one more, and I'm going to put the Lost Lagoon up. And that is the Pretty Peacock that I have here. And I'm going to go, so I went from a green that was light to a green. I don't need to take it off my chamois. You can, by the way, I did find out you do need to change your chamois from time to time. And Bill was thinking I had that one for 4 years. And I will explain why if there's time at the end. You can clean it off, but you don't have to because you're going into a darker generation of... Now, I know looking at this, that this is facing to the side, because that's how I did that punch. So wherever you place this one, I only need one. I'm going to go ahead and place it on there, facing that direction, so that I can take my piece here. Well, now I got to line it up. I got to turn it so I can see it here to line it up. There we go. And punch. So now I have that piece. So I'm going to pitch these. Okay. So that is the Pick of the Patch pumpkin. And that's the template. I might as well save this because I can use it again in my projects. So coming back over here, you guys, you can always line things up very symmetrical, but I like to always challenge you guys not to do symmetrical. I've got 2 layers of pretty peacock and then just basic white that I've cut in the new deckled circles. And I am going to use some of the glue here to just layer them. I think that the deckled piece is really good for rustic, for fall, for winter. It reminds me of a little sweater, right?
Well, for fall, I'm glad you didn't use orange.
Yes, I'm doing non-traditional colors. That's a good point, Bill. So I'm going to go ahead and instead of centering this, which I could, I'm going to offset this. So some of this, more of this paper shows. So I'm going to offset that, and I'm going to go ahead and you do like that, huh? You like the green for the coloring? You must be into it or something.
I am.
Are you reading what someone's saying or something?
No, I'm reading.
Okay.
I'm not reading. I'm watching.
You're watching. Okay, you're enjoying this. Okay, so I've set that off to the side. So let's start there. Now you guys know that I saved this piece the other night because it does have a stem. So let's punch out the stem on this little piece. And I'll be able to do stems off of this for a while, right? Here, there's 3 right there. Now, where did they go? Did I throw one? I threw my stems. There's a stem.
No.
There's a stem. And there's a stem. Yeah, I did. I threw my stems by accident. So I've got plenty of stems. If I want to reuse that, I can. What are you saying no about?
Oh, I thought it was down on the bottom of your thing.
No. Okay, so I want the stem facing up on my project pieces here. So that means I need to glue it upside down. So
France is home and dead.
Hey, France.
But she's at home.
I know, that's so awesome. She sent me a message today. I'm so glad. I'm so glad you made it home. Hospitals suck. Well, they don't suck when they're taking care of you, but it's always nice to sleep in your own bed, isn't it? So then I'm going to do this. So I turn it upside down. And if you have trouble, like I have just a little bit of a nail, I've been trying to keep my nails shorter lately. And I think I might have that one kind of turn. You can also use, if you have trouble with that, take your pick tool and then do this. See? Okay, so I'll put one here and let's have that one live right there. So, okay, I'm going to set this aside. Let's start here at the top and let's build. You guys know that I like to pop sentiments a whole big bunch because I like things to mail. We got quite a few layers here. I've been doing your 7-layer salad a lot lately. Maybe I'm going to have to change this up. So I'm going to start with this one and let's glue this down. Now, for those of you who are off camera, what I keep reaching for is this is an old votive, candle holder. And so I like to keep the glue. Let's have this one kind of live right here, maybe a little, maybe turn him a little bit more. And then when I'm not using it, then it keeps the glue kind of down at the on the, or down at the bottom of the tip.
That's cool.
Yeah, just a little. Okay, and then let's have this one kind of, we'll make them a little topsy-turvy. How about that? And then this one. Okay, so we're just kind of building up a design here. Now, I like my seal. I do use it, but I use it differently than I think some people, because I see a lot of people use seal and I can't. This is Naturals, and does it have wavy trim? So when I first saw it, I thought, I'm not going to like this. Mistake. I love this. It's different. It's not as stiff as some of our other trim. You can tear it apart if you want to have that wavy trim look. So you probably will see me using this a little bit. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at where I want my sentiment to go. And I think I'm going to do it kind of right down here. And with that, I'm just going to put a line. Let me get it started here. Put a line of seal down. Now, I can always add more if I need to, or a glue dot. You could always use a glue dot too. Whatever you feel comfortable with. And I'm going to, my stuff is kind of, there we go. So I'm going to come with this wavy trim. I just think it goes really good with that crumb cake. And let's do, maybe I'll do a little farther out. So I will need a little bit more. There we go. Just gonna do, you could do one, you could do three. This is I kind of get in a habit. For those of you who have watched me for a while, you know what I do. But you make it your own. Okay. What do you think, Bill?
Looks good.
Look good? I'm going to grab some of the mini dimensionals.
That's a new ribbon or whatever.
This is in the annual catalog, but I just got it. I didn't get it because I thought, what am I going to do with that? It's going to be stiff like the other ribbons. It's not nearly as stiff as the burlap stuff, but it does give good texture. And maybe I have this a hair long. Maybe I should trim it just a little bit more. But I can determine that after I get this placed. Maybe that much more. Okay, so I'm going to use some mini dimensionals. And you guys know I kind of over-dimensionalize. Is that a word? But this is really going to hold that centerpiece up. So I'm just going to come in with 4, which is still probably more than I need. I don't care. I'm very adamant about making sure my stuff sticks down and it doesn't sag a bunch when it hits the mail. So let's just run this. So I've got an uneven from my edges, and now I'm going to have another one because it's going to kind of stick off here like so. What do you think? But I am going to trim this down just a little bit. What do you think, Bill?
You're at 8 layers.
Are you counting layers? That's what you're over there doing? I'm sitting there. Why are you so quiet? Okay. Next thing I am going to use. So we've got a couple of different things. Oops, I'm losing them. We have got the pastel adhesive back sequins that have the 2 different sizes. And we also have the neutrals that I used on the card on Wednesday. So I just wanted you to see, because we have gold sequins on both of those. Let's see if I can get that to stick somewhere. I'm going to go ahead and use these. I have a bunch of these because I love them. And I'm going to do more than 3. Normally I do 3, but let's live it up, right?
Going for 5?
It's Friday. I don't know. Maybe I will. I don't know. I haven't figured it out yet. Let's just add some on here. And this is the large ones. Maybe I'll do 7 just to...
Ooh, throw us all off.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm going to do a few though. You're right. I am going to do, and I don't think I did that on the last one. No, I want to leave that negative space. So, It's okay. You can do as many or as little as you like. I think that I've got the 3 here with the stems that gives some of that shimmer. So it's a rustic card that has a fun inside. And using some more of this, you could decorate the envelope so that your envelope would match. But it's just kind of a different take. Instead of just doing the traditional orange color, you know, you can play with colors. You could have pink pumpkins if you want. You could have blue pumpkins if you wanted. You could do blackberry pumpkins. You know, these are kind of green. I did kind of green pumpkins, but and the other thing is I did pumpkins, but if you wanted to add different colors, they've got gourds in here. You could have the little what are those things called? The little stems that kind of squiggle down on here. Yeah. You could do whatever you wanted to on this, but this was how I created it. Maybe that's too much. Maybe I should just do, is that too much on here? What do you think? Do you think that's too many of these? Maybe I'll do, is that better?
It is.
You think so? Okay. So, yeah, that was getting just a little bit too much going on. And I may shorten this yet and cut this down. But play with it. Have fun with it. Now, I will be back on Wednesday with another new item from the catalog, and I am going to also be back next Friday. Wednesday will be 7 p.m. Central Time. I do have a couple of things. If you're new and you like this, it just helps me out a lot if you can like and follow. This helps me get more exposure out there. There are a couple things right now that are out on the online exclusives. One of them is the Heartfelt Hexagon set, and there's some new papers that have come out. I showed them today, so if you want to see them, I only have this one, and this one, but they are out there for you to take a look at. There is a new kit that just started yesterday, so if you're just starting up and you want to make your own cards this year, you can go and look and see the Christmas Everywhere kit. And then also, if there's anything that you would like to purchase that I showed you today, you can do so on my website. You can just hit the Shop Now button at the top of Facebook here, or I will put a link in the description if you're watching this on YouTube. Please use my host code. This is my current host code for all orders that are under $150. Otherwise, you can get your own host benefits that way. But what that does for me is that allows me to put you into a perks program that gives you 10% back on your perks. So that's a good deal. That doesn't come through Stampin' Up. That's just comes through me. So anything else? Were there any questions or anything?
I haven't seen any questions.
Okay. Well, I hope you enjoyed this quick little easy card, and we will be back next Wednesday night. And am I doing a fun fold? I can't remember.
I don't know.
Oh, okay. Well, we don't know what we're doing yet, but it'll be something new from the new catalog. All right. Take care, everyone. Have a wonderful weekend. Bye-bye.